A 24/7 news network. The video shows a white man swinging first, knocking the black man to the platform where he has been attacked by 5 or 6 more whites.
For and by the black community. All 6 known reports of false arrests based on facial recognition technology involve black people.
The Black Information Network. We know that someone in the community knows what is happening. Please reach out.
That's the stories that matter.
The Bay Area's VIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
Appearing on American Bandstand in 1980, matching up synth pop, new wave,
Now
and
that
punk
way
rock,
or
Brent
this
has
way
spent
is really
years
easy
of
to use.
life
Come
refining
in.
what will be known
Yeah,
as
it's
the
really
Minneapolis
cool.
sound. Identified by its process charms, clean guitars, and folk, in place of horns, the Minneapolis sound would dominate the mid-1980s with fun and sometimes sexually charged songs and videos. With theatrical desire and a sense of style that was both classy and futuristic, while the Minneapolis sound would eventually lose its chart status to hip-hop and heavy metal, its fundamentals are still being incorporated today, most notably in the song Uptown Funk. Black Information Network.
From news tips to general feedback, we'd like to hear from you. Call the Black Information Network hotline at 855-500-9BIN. The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed in this commentary are those of the author and do not necessarily represent those of BIN and its founding partners and employees.
I'm Mo
So
Kelly.
dumb, he makes a left turn when he's not supposed
Former Las
to.
Vegas Raiders
It's not
wide
left.
receiver Henry Ruggs was sentenced Wednesday to at least 3 years in a Nevada prison for killing a woman while driving drunk at speeds up to 156 miles per hour on a city street. To be honest, that does seem pretty light for DUI manslaughter. But I was not the only one who felt that way. O.J. Simpson, who knows a little something about Las Vegas prison sentences, felt the need to weigh in.
Hey, it's Will, it's me, yours truly. Now, I know I went to college on a football scholarship, but somehow this math is not adding up to me. You're driving a car at roughly 160 miles an hour on a public street, and killing a girl and her dog, and you get 3 to 10 years. You go to a hotel room that you're invited to retrieve your own personal stolen property. On the end of that, state of California, and you get 9 to 33 years. Same courthouse, same state. I don't know. It does not add up. I'm just saying.
The problem here is clearly the messenger. The guy who got away with a double murder, complaining he was later treated unfairly by the criminal justice system, should not be the words which exit his mouth. He got his second chance and blew it. Fair, air quotes, would have been spending the rest of his life in prison and not having a second chance to be later arrested in Vegas. I'm just saying. I'm Mo Kelly at Mr. Mo Kelly on social media, and that's your 2-minute warning on the Black Information Network.
Because truth matters.
The Black Information Network.
The Bay Area, BIN 910.
Oh boy. My throat is so bad.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's what's trending. Felicia Rashad is stepping down as Dean of Howard University's Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts, effective at the end of the 2023-24 academic year. And that's what's trending from the Black Information Network.
Sports on the Black Information Network.
Former NFL receiver Henry Ruggs is being sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for a deadly DUI crash in Las Vegas. The accident happened in 2021 and ended in the death of Tina Tintor and her dog. Ruggs slammed his front neck into the back of Tintor's car, causing it to go up in flames. The former Las Vegas Raider reached a plea deal in May, agreeing to plead guilty to one felony count of DUI resulting in death. Meanwhile, Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor is no longer with the team. ESPN reports Taylor left Indianapolis training camp. Injury on site. 24-year-old who has been in a standoff with the Colts over his lack of a contract extension was not in attendance process. If you don't see him out here, it's part of his rehab. Steichen declined to comment when asked if Taylor was rehabbing on or off site. Indy's top running back has been on the physically unable to perform list since reporting to training camp on July 27th. And the Arizona Cardinals are losing a recent addition to the running backs room for the entire 2023 season. Marlon Mack will miss the remainder of the year with a torn left Achilles. The 27-year-old suffered the injury during practice recently. Mack had previously torn his right Achilles early in the 2020 season while with the Indianapolis Colts. He signed with Arizona recently after spending the 2022 campaign split between the Broncos and 49ers. Sports at 14 and 44 minutes past each hour. I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network. Behind the Music is back with a podcast.
I'm the organizer, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything you're doing comes out right.
Download the Dr. Dre episode now. And listen anytime, anywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Or wherever you get your podcast.
Not supposed to enter that way. The way that part did.
And all of your favorite artists.
Entertainment news on the Black Information Network. DJ Khaled has announced a brand new album coming with an extensive movie-like trailer available to watch on his YouTube channel. According to Billboard, Khaled's 14th studio album is titled Till Next Time. The epic trailer features both of his sons and his wife Nicole. You can expect to hear the first single from the project dropping on Friday called Supposed to Be Loved, featuring Future, Lil Baby, and Lil Uzi Vert. This marks the first release from the DJ since his collaboration with DashCam last year. Reportedly, the full album will be released on August 26th with guest appearances from big names like Jay-Z, Eminem, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, and more. In other entertainment news, rapper and singer Tory Lanez is reportedly feeling down about his sentence. According to TMZ, the convicted star's attorney says Tory is having a, quote, hard time processing the sentence, but also notes that he vows to remain strong and deal with his time behind bars as best he can. His attorney was adamant that an appeal will be coming soon. Tory was apparently hopeful that the judge would show mercy on him after receiving several letters from people standing by his side, including celebrities. Speaking of which, rapper Iggy Azalea is speaking out after her letter to the judge about Tory Lanez was revealed. Iggy wrote the letter asking for the judge to hand down a sentence that is transformational, not life-destroying. Later on social media, Azalea said she never intended to publicly comment and thought her letter was private. That's for the judge. With the latest in entertainment at 17 and 47 minutes past each hour, I'm Bree Wood. I'm your host for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com. I'm Tariq Lowe with the TV you didn't know. The township of Allenburg, California, near Bakersfield, was created in 1908. The location boasted fertile soil and ample supply of water, and was along the railroad corridor. By 1912, many successful small businesses existed, and there was a school district. The Oakland Sunshine reported that the township generated $5,000 a month. The community was thriving. Maybe you didn't know that Allenburg, California, was an old West township. The first of its time. It was founded by Colonel Allen Allensworth, a group of other black men, attempting to create a remedy to racial oppression. And we need to take that away. Allensworth member of the on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Here are your top stories. A witness says she heard the N-word used against the co-captain in that riverboat brawl. 3 children have been shot in the St. Louis area this week, And we have an update on a Los Angeles story we've been following. 7 black men have been indicted on charges related to a shooting spree that started in 2021 and ended last year. A mother of one of the 7 who died addressed the media after she was asked about her thoughts on the suspects being charged.
How do I feel about them being off the street? I'm elated. I'm happy.
Police believe the alleged suspects are gang members, and they believe all the murders stem from old beef.
The city of Plainfield, New Jersey is coming out to support tenants, many of them black, suddenly forced from their homes in newly condemned apartment buildings. Black City Councilman Richard Wyatt is helping to feed families with dozens of children impacted.
There's over 80 kids that's in the school district here. Yeah, so we just want to make sure that, that we take care of the children and make sure that they have, meals.
Previously, the Division of Inspections put a note on 2 buildings saying residents had to be out of their homes within 24 hours due to health and safety concerns. The city is working to get as many families in shelters as possible.
There are many changes being discussed around the country when it comes to using police dogs in the apprehension of black men. In several cases, their handlers have been accused of using excessive force, but now in some places those dogs are being retired because they are trained to find marijuana, where in some states like Minnesota, those canines are no longer needed.
It changes how we do things every day based on the dog's indication of maybe marijuana, and we do a search based on that, and we find marijuana, that could potentially be an illegal search.
That's Minnesota Sheriff Ryan Negan. A 2022 study showed that black residents are arrested 5 times more for marijuana than white residents, and as a footnote, those dogs cannot be retrained not to sniff out cannabis.
Black entrepreneur Patrice Walker knows something about the phrase paying it forward. The owner of an Amazon-type website that features products for sale from small businesses called The Branded Bag will teach other African-American entrepreneurs how to successfully launch their products online. Black Enterprises
That's going way too fast. It's like 35 to speed limit, but don't care here in the city of law enforcement.
Younger brothers, you may need a solid role model. That's according to a new study reported in Black Enterprise. The practice of black men acting somewhat as temporary dad is being called overfathering. African-American Michael Hannon is an associate counseling professor and tells the online news site that the study shows that black men are proud to overparent and give them a sense of purpose. I'm Doug Davis, along with Esther Dillard, on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. If 100,000 BIN listeners were able to advance their careers or succeed in a new one, it would be one step towards building a better future for all of us. To learn more about the 100,000 Careers Initiative, visit careerbuilder.com/BIN.
Looking for ways to support your community? 51% of all food programs in the Feeding America network are volunteer-run. Learn more about how you can play an important role in ending hunger. FeedingAmerica.org. America's trusted black voice.
The Black Information Network. The Bay Area, BIN 910. Your money on the Black Information Network.
How would you like to work from home and get help paying your student loans? Well, the good news is some employers are offering both. According to FlexJobs, here are 7 companies that are currently hiring and offering student loan assistance. Workout company Peloton's on the list, as well as Google, Leadmap, Abbott, Chegg, Fidelity, and Carhartt. Financial experts at CNBC say student loan assistance programs offered by companies can come in a number of forms, and the benefits value can vary. And they advise it's worth digging into the terms before you make it a deciding factor in your job hunt. A recent poll conducted by Fidelity of high school students and recent college grads found that more than 3/4 of the people they talked to that student loans were expected to take out student loans say they would be more than likely to accept a job with a lower salary if they could get student loan assistance. Higher education experts say with very low unemployment rates, employers will be more willing to offer student loan assistance to attract and retain qualified employees. Money news at 24 and 54 past each hour. I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Trusted News 24/7.
The Black Information Network.
The Bay Area's BIN 910.
I'm Esther Dillard.
And I'm Doug Davis on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
In Palm Beach County, Florida, school is back in session, but with one big change. Kids must pass through metal detectors to get to class. WPTV reports that 4 high schools have adopted them as part of a pilot program during the summer. The superintendent says if the county decides to adopt them across all high schools, middle schools will be next.
The only people that should be getting charges are those officers. That's it.
That's just one of several black protesters calling for Kenosha, Wisconsin police officers involved in the wrongful arrest of a black man and woman last month to face charges. This after video surfaced on social media platform X showing officers ripping a baby from a black man's arms and then punching and beating him before putting him in handcuffs.
Hey, please, put the baby. Please put the baby.
Fox 6 in Milwaukee reports police admitted afterwards they arrested the wrong man and that the people responsible for the hit and run were in the restaurant's bathroom. Protesters say they want transparency from police.
Speaking of police, a new Hulu original documentary drops this month called Sound of the Police.
Him took the veil off of the brutality that people were facing.
I think about him here every day. ABC News reports it examines the troubling history of policing the black community by focusing on the shooting death of Amir Locke in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The 22-year-old was shot and killed by Minneapolis police officers as they executed a no-knock warrant last February. Locke was not a suspect, but was shot seconds after police busted into his home while he was sleeping. The documentary premieres this weekend.
Finally, $700,000 is the price the city of Seattle, Washington is reportedly paying to settle a lawsuit by 7 black women. The Seattle Times reports they allege they suffered discrimination based on race and gender while working for the Parks and Recreation Department. Most said they were denied promotions and it was retaliated against them.
I'm Esther Dillard, along with Doug Davis. I'm your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. Now here's Morgan Wood with the Washington Roundup. Following a visit to Martha's Vineyard, Vice President Kamala Harris is traveling to Washington State. Harris is expected to pay a visit to Seattle on Tuesday to deliver a speech on the Biden administration's actions to address the climate crisis. The White House says the event will take place at a Seattle area political fundraising reception. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will join Harris at the event. This comes at the same time President Biden is issuing a major disaster declaration for the state of Hawaii as deadly fires ravage Maui and other areas. Hawaii Democratic Representative Jill Takuda praised the president for approving the declaration.
We are just so absolutely grateful to him for doing this and for the FEMA director. We have so many needs right now, pressing needs for our community that we need to quickly address.
The move frees up additional federal funding for disaster relief. The president also ordered all available federal assets to support the response. That's your Washington Roundup. I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 is powered in partnership with Direct Relief and Chevy. Thank you for partnering with a purpose on the Black Information Network.
Resistance to the 1954 Brown versus Board of Education ruling to desegregate schools was especially strong in the South. On June 26, 1959, Prince Edward County schools in Virginia voted to defund schools rather than follow the Supreme Court law.
Things we were naive enough to think that once the court had opened, things would suddenly change.
The county school board voted to stop funding schools and was supported by other segregationist states in the South. However, Prince Edward was reportedly the only county across the states to officially take such drastic measures. While white students were allowed to attend private schools, black students were left out. For 5 years, the schools remained closed, and the NAACP helped draw the attention to the situation. President John F. Kennedy mentioned the Prince Edward's matter in an address to Congress in 1963. Schools officially reopened on May 25, 1964, after national pressure. Today, the student population of the county has been completely integrated. This is Weston Tishon, the Black Information Network. I'm Doug Davis. Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. CDC data shows suicide rates spiked in 2022, with more people dying from suicide in the U.S. more than in any other year on record. Nearly 50,000 people died from intentional self-harm last year. The NFL Network and NFL Red Zone channels will now be available to fans without a pay cable subscription. NFL Network will be available now with a base tier subscription that now costs about $7 a month. Meanwhile, NFL Red Zone will be added to a premium tier that will cost around $15 per month. In Florida, rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine is out of jail. Tekashi, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, was arrested by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office last night for failure to show. Have a great Thursday, and that's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
I'm Vanessa Tyler.
And I'm Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
They indicted your former president, who was very popular, 75 million.
Donald Trump has the indictment, and now it's time for the trial for election interference. This was the case before U.S. District Court Black Judge Tanya Chutkan. The date Special Counsel Jack Smith wants to start the trial is early next year, January 2nd, which is smack dab in the primary battle season as Trump, who is running again, attempts to secure the Republican nomination. His lawyers will have to respond.
Also pushing full steam ahead with her case against Trump is Georgia prosecutor African-American Fonnie Willis. She warned her staff to pay no mind to a new campaign ad against her. In that ad, Trump claims the black prosecutor had an affair with a gang member. Rumors many see as racist and not true. It's expected Georgia will be the next shoe to drop in days, with its case where Trump was caught on audio tape asking Georgia's Secretary of State to find him more than 11,000 votes. Florida Governor Republican Ron DeSantis has been told, stop using black women as pawns in his pursuit of the White House. That's from the group Equal Grounds, which protested outside Orlando City Hall over the suspension of Black State Attorney Monique Worrell. DeSantis used executive orders to get rid of the black Democrat, claiming she is soft on crime. But many say the real reason he did it is to revive his floundering campaign and provide red meat for his base.
A black man has been homeless for years, so he built himself a house. The odd thing is, after getting donated wood and a generator and following instructions on YouTube, the man, an Army vet who goes by the name of Q, built his house on a California sidewalk. The one-room structure does take up quite a bit of space, although it appears businesses in the area don't seem to mind. Luckily, it's on wheels, and the very likely chance he'll need to move it.
So everybody on board has been cleared to unstrap and enjoy that zero-G experience.
A black mother-daughter duo floating around in space as space tourists, along with two others aboard the Virgin Galactic. They are able to look back on Earth as they explore the edges of space. The trip costs about $250,000, but the pair from Antigua won a lottery for free flights. They may have ventured on as tourists on the quick flight, but came down to Earth as official space travelers.
And they are officially astronauts.
For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. On social media, follow...